I am Mark.
And I'm Sarah.
Welcome to our analysis from the Higher Wire podcast.
Today our goal is pretty straightforward.
We're going to cut through a lot of fragmented data, just a mountain of it, to give you a clear picture of the November 2025 recruiting landscape.
And we'll be leaning heavily on the insights from, well, a true recruiting legend, industry guru Bob Marshall.
That synthesis you mentioned, it feels more critical right now than ever.
It is. The labor market is giving off such contradictory signals. I mean, the official government statistics are delayed.
Severely delayed.
Which forces everyone to rely on private sector reports that, frankly, don't agree with each other. So if you're trying to hire or even just understand where the opportunities are,
the headlines are not helping. They are not painting an accurate picture at all.
that confusion really starts with the government data itself or the lack of it.
Right. The Bureau of Labor Statistics, the BLS, they depend on federal appropriations to do their work.
And when that funding lapsed, it created this significant data gap. It's like we're flying blind using our usual instruments.
It really is. I mean, the data collection just stopped.
It did. The September 2025 employment data, that was delayed by more than 6 weeks.
And then the October release.
Canceled. Just canceled entirely. They couldn't collect the surveys.
So that's 2 straight months where we're missing those foundational metrics on employment, on unemployment.
And the November data. The earliest we expect to see it is December 16th, and that's assuming everything goes perfectly with the catch-up.
This void of clear central information just naturally pushes everyone toward the private data aggregators.
And, well, that's where the stories really start to diverge.
Let's start with ADP, their November report for 2025.
It showed the private sector shedding jobs, 32,000 of them.
Which fits with a trend, right? Job creation has been pretty flat for the whole second half of the year.
Exactly. And the losses were concentrated in specific areas: manufacturing, information, construction, and even professional and business services.
But the really interesting part of that ADP report is when you look at the size of the companies.
This is the crucial detail. The job losses were not spread evenly at all.
No. They were overwhelmingly in small businesses. Small establishments shed a massive 120,000 jobs.
And at the exact same time.
Large companies, the ones with 500 or more employees, they actually gained 39,000 jobs.
That is a profound split. It points to this bifurcation in the economy.
A split in confidence, maybe? Resilience?
I think so. The large, well-capitalized companies, they can handle the uncertainty. They can keep investing in tech and specialized talent.
Where small businesses are just so much more exposed to interest rates, to credit getting tight.
To consumer caution. So they have to cut staff, and they have to do it quickly.
And you see that same split, that same confusion, when you look at online job postings.
The demand signals are all over the map. For October, you had LinkUp reporting a tiny increase in openings, 0.1%.
Barely a flicker.
Then you contrast that with Revelio Labs. They saw a 1.9% decline in postings.
Okay, so a small drop.
But then you look at Indeed, and they reported that openings fell to the lowest level they've seen since February of 2021.
Wow. So you have a tiny gain, a small drop, and a really significant drop, all for the same month.
That is the definition of an uncertain market.
It's no surprise, then, that the big economic forecasts are being revised.
No. The Philadelphia Fed, in their fourth quarter survey, they revised U.S. job growth projections way down for the next few quarters.
They're now forecasting what, something like 30,000 jobs a month?
Just 30,800, a huge reduction from what they thought before.
And yet, the overall economy did have some good news recently.
It did. The second quarter GDP growth was strong, a 3.8% annual rate, which was a nice rebound from a contraction in the first quarter.
It brings up a really foundational economic point, doesn't it? Something the journalist Henry Hazlitt used to say.
That production is the goal, not employment. Employment is just the means to get to production.
Right. So while the total number of jobs might be slowing, maybe the real story is in the type of production that's happening and who is being hired to do it.
Exactly, especially in those large firms that are still adding jobs. This volatility in the traditional sectors, the lack of clear government data, it all sets the stage perfectly for the other massive shift happening.
The AI revolution.
This is where things get really interesting. The ICT in Motion report from the AI Workforce Consortium, we're talking Google, Cisco, IBM.
The heavy hitters.
Their report shows that the basic fundamental skill requirements for technology jobs have changed irrevocably.
The headline finding is just, It's definitive.
78%.
Sure.
78% of all information and communications technology roles, and even the related support jobs across the G7 economies now require AI skills.
This isn't just about AI developers anymore.
No, not at all. This is the new baseline for general IT support, for network architecture, for everything.
And the speed of that change, when you look at specific roles, is just staggering.
The report tracked the fastest growing jobs. 7 of the top 10 are directly related to AI.
We're talking about roles like AI risk and governance specialists,
Demand for them is up 234%.
or natural language processing engineers, up 186%. AI and machine learning engineers, up 145%.
And if you dig even deeper, beyond just the job titles and into the specific skills people need, the acceleration is even more dramatic.
Oh, quite good.
The demand for skills in large language model security, so jailbreak defense, that grew by an incredible 298%.
298%.
Responsible AI implementation, up 256%. Foundation model adaptation, up 267%. Companies are scrambling to find people who can deploy AI, manage its risks, and keep it secure.
It's this intense technical demand. But the report also stressed the need for human skills to go along with it.
They did. They pointed out these huge technical gaps in things like prompt engineering and AI security, but they said skills like communication, collaboration, leadership
Critical thinking, problem solving.
were becoming more valuable, not less. You need people who can bridge that complex tech with the actual business.
This massive skills gap, combined with, let's face it, a reluctance from some employees to adopt these new tools.
Is leading corporations to do something really unusual.
They're paying their employees, literally paying them cash bonuses just to use AI.
It's an incredible corporate investment. You have companies like Sanofi, the drug maker, the fintech firm Brex, IBM.
All using cash or points or merchandise.
They've spent fortunes on the technology, but the final hurdle is getting people to actually use it. There's fear it will replace them, or they just don't have the time to learn.
And the incentives are designed to get past that behavioral barrier.
The law firm in the UK, Shoesmiths, their example is fascinating.
They created a bonus pool of £1 million.
About 1.3 million US dollars. And it was all contingent on their staff just using Microsoft Copilot 1 million times.
So it wasn't even about efficiency at first.
No, the primary goal was just to build the habit, to get everyone comfortable with the tool.
It shows you the psychological battle that's happening inside these companies.
Absolutely. They need the adoption to get the return on their investment, but they have to almost bribe the users to get started.
But these incentives are also sparking real innovation.
They are. Brex, out in San Francisco, they've given out over 225 spot bonuses for AI projects.
And one of the biggest went to a team that used AI to change how they onboard new customers.
Yes. A process that used to take days and involve 4 employees.
Was streamlined down to under 5 minutes.
When you tie the financial incentive to actual innovative use, it becomes a powerful accelerant.
And IBM does something similar with its innovation competition, awarding points for electronics or tickets.
The goal is the same. Embed the culture of AI adoption deep inside the organization.
This extreme scarcity of AI talent, which is, effectively zero, it's a perfect transition to the broader world of recruiting.
It is, because we so often confuse the big national job picture with the specialized market that recruiters operate in, and this is where Bob Marshall offers his most critical finding.
This is one of Bob's great insights. The whole national conversation is usually dominated by one number.
The JOLTS number, the Job Openings and Labor Turnover Survey.
Right. And in August 2025, that number was 7.2 million job openings. That's the figure everyone quotes as the size of the opportunity.
But as Bob Marshall always points out, that JOLTS number is just the tip of the iceberg. It represents only about 20% of the real professional market.
20%.
He estimates that the total market, including all the hidden job orders, the ones filled through networking or recruiters, is actually closer to 36 million.
36 million. That is the real marketplace.
Understanding that true scope is so important when you then focus on the specific people that professional recruiters are after.
You're not targeting everyone. You're focused on people in management, professional, and related roles.
Or people with a college degree. And those categories operate with completely different unemployment dynamics.
The rates are already tiny. For professional workers, historically, it hovers around 2.2%. For college grads, about 2.4%.
And to really put that in context, you have to think about the concept of the natural rate of unemployment, an IRU.
Right, the non-accelerating inflation rate of unemployment.
It's what economists consider full employment. It's not zero, because there's always churn people quitting, moving, taking time between jobs.
And that accepted rate for full employment is usually between, what, 4 and 6%?
Typically, yes, between 4% and 6%.
So here is Bob Marshall's great insight. It's so simple, but so powerful.
When you apply that 4-6% full employment threshold to the professional talent market,
The market that recruiters actually serve.
you realize that for this group, there is virtually no unemployment. The people with the skills you want, whether in AI or advanced management, they're already working.
They're already happy, well appreciated, and making good money.
This one critical finding changes everything about recruiting strategy, regardless of what the national unemployment number does.
So even if national unemployment goes from 3.5% up to 4.5% for the people you're trying to recruit.
It doesn't matter. The need to aggressively market for job orders and to actively recruit top candidates, that never stops. The market for high-level talent is insulated from those broader trends.
So to bring it all together for late 2025, if you're a listener, you're navigating two really powerful and divergent forces.
First, you have this incredibly volatile macroeconomic picture. Conflicting data, government delays, and job losses that are hitting small businesses really hard.
And second, against that backdrop, you have this immediate, explosive, and hyper-specific demand for AI and technical skills.
A demand so intense that companies are paying bonuses just to get their own employees to use the tools they've bought.
Bob Marshall's great insight provides the lens you need for high-level recruiting.
It does. His work reminds us that the national unemployment rate can be an emotional trigger. But for professional talent, the market is always at full employment. It always demands proactive work.
Absolutely. The need for those human skills, the critical thinking, the collaboration, the ability to bridge that technical gap is paramount.
So we'll leave you with this question. Considering that corporate America is paying cash bonuses just to encourage employees to start using AI, what does that tell us about the future value of the person who can actually lead the innovation, manage the ethics, and govern these advanced systems?
That's the question you should be carrying forward as you build your strategy.